Hello, welcome to Star Trek Sodium. This week I have some terrific facts that you didn't even know about Star Trek The Next Generation, Series 3, Episode 2, The Ensigns of Command. Now in this episode, the Enterprise is ushered to a world where they need to help the people leave because there's an impending danger coming from the deadly Shellyak. Now on to the facts. This episode is the 50th episode of The Next Generation, and coincidentally it was filmed on the 50th birthday of the Dr. Crusher actor. That day, after filming had finished, the actress had a birthday celebration in the studio, but what a lot of people didn't realise is that Gates was delighted to see that Dr. Pulaski herself was also at the celebration, invited personally by Gene Roddenberry. What a nice surprise for her, the unification of doctors. Talking about the Crushers, Wesley Crusher actor was excited with having another episode all about him, as before he read the script he assumed that one of the ensigns mentioned in the episode name must be him. He was deeply let down when he realised that the title of the Ensigns of Command actually didn't refer to him at all. Will Wheaton complained to Rick about this disappointing confusion, and that's why from this point there are no more Star Trek episodes featuring the word ensign. Look as hard as you like, you won't find any.
People can be selfish, irrational, stubborn, malicious, you name it, but computers don't have those failings.
We all know that the title for this episode is indeed The Ensigns of Command, but did you know that while the episode was in the conceptual stage, there was a few other names considered? Other names considered for the episode were the Commanders of Command, Space Leavers, Valerie, Goshevan's Mistake, Goshevan's Choice, Goshevan's Thyroid, and Coloroid Melarak. It's obvious to all English-speaking Dutchmen that William Riker underwent quite a physical transformation between seasons 1 and 2 when he grew an attractive beard. But the Riker actor was totally adamant that he should have a new physical change for season 3. The idea that he presented to Gene Roddenberry with was as soapy as it was profound. His idea was that Riker should have only one eye for the season, but Gene passively argued that the show already had a character with sight issues, and another would be excessive. Those of you with eagle eyes would have noticed that Goshevan's voice is dubbed due to his actor's voice lacking emotion and sounding too subdued. Rick Berman possibly had the crucid brainwave to have his own nephew, Fargil, do the voice work. Official lists and paperwork has the voice actor listed as unknown, but to those who knew, they knew that it was the powerful voice of Fargil. The production team at the Star Trek studio was struck with surprise when a courier arrived at the Paramount Studio 9 building with a box containing contracts and the only copy of the script for a new film called Short Circuit 3. It had been delivered here by mistake. Lever Burton had been listening in on the conversation between the producers, and when he had the chance, rumour has it that he took the contracts and the script for Short Circuit 3, took them outside to the slimy dumpster behind the studio, and they were discarded and lost forever.
This is just a thing, and things can be replaced. Lives cannot.
A word that an actor would use in one of the scenes on Tau Cygni 5 in this episode would capture the public's imagination and become the very first original Star Trek word to enter the English dictionary. Meaning to fight back, The word was so pleasant to say and so useful to use in everyday life that it's now proudly taught in English lessons all around the world, and it's all thanks to this amazing Star Trek script. So the next time one of your friends says the word, remind them where it originally came from. They won't believe it, especially if it's someone who doesn't like Star Trek very much. That'll teach them. The episode The Ensigns of Command would introduce the intriguing alien life forms of the Sheliak. The Sheliak would return 2 more times during the next generation, each time becoming more and more of a galactic threat. I like to think that eventually the Borg or the Dominion wiped the Sheliak out from the face of the Earth, obliterating their very culture from existence and leaving the galaxy a much safer place for all future generations. A little known fact about this Hensing episode is that Patrick Stewart was adamant that his character should go down to the planet for once, instead of just hanging out on the starship yet again, like someone who has lost his favourite beads. The episode's writer, Melinda Snodgrass, argued with Stewart that the reason that Data goes to the planet by himself is because no humans can be beamed down at the time because of science. But Patrick possibly took this as a personal insult, thinking that the writer had written this into the story on purpose to cause him maximum disrespect. You wouldn't believe the filth that allegedly came out of his mouth when speaking about Melinda Snodgrass in the future interviews. They were so awful that all copies of the interviews have been destroyed to help keep the peace, and that's why you won't find any. Now, the Worf actor's girlfriend at the time was the famous singer Dusty Springfield. She visited the set while filming The Ensigns of Command. At first, everyone was so pleased to meet the popular singer, but she had just gotten back from her honeymoon in Paris and wanted to talk about nothing else at all. She told everyone who would listen endless boring stories of the coffee shops and the back streets and the romance, and even pulled out her awful holiday photos to show everyone. After a self-indulgent hour or two of harping on about her romantic honeymoon in France, the director of the episode possibly asked her to stop distracting the team and warned her that if she uttered another word, he would have her ostracized permanently. Well, thanks for listening to me go on about these facts from Star Trek Next Generation Series 3 episode The Ensigns of Command. Please hit that subscribe button unless you don't want to, and come back next week unless you don't want to. Thanks very much, and if you know any facts about this episode, I'll be ever so happy for you to present them to me down below in the comments. Okay, all the best guys. Ta-ta!